Welcome to part 6 of the IMFS instructional video, which will focus on the forecast, reports and reviews sections. So, whether you decide to enter the details of stock in transit now or after running the forecast, the time has finally come to actually run the forecast. Clicking on the blue arrow for the forecast will activate a checklist which must be completed, and is a reminder of all of the things that must be completed every time a forecast is run. Once you've ticked off everything on the checklist, click OK to start generating the forecast. The forecast will be created and saved to a separate document, which can be reviewed and edited as part of the S&OP process, and then re-imported into the system to provide an accurate estimation of a stock outlook for the next 52 weeks. Any alterations made to the forecast will become highlighted in red for easy identification. Once the forecast has been run, it will become locked so that only changes to sales figures can unlock it. This is another measure to ensure data integrity. It would also be advisable to run the Outlook, Recommended Orders, Stock in, Overstocks and Understocks reports at this stage, and then rename them once they've been created and saved in the Reports folder, as a means to compare the effect of any changes subsequently made to either the forecast or recommended orders. The Outlook report is based on the forecast, and takes into account current stock on hand, stock in transit, and calculates what the stock requirements are going to be given the lead time for each individual SKU, and the preferred order frequency for vendors. For each week, starting from the current one, it shows any expected stock arrivals, stock in, projected closing stock on hand for that week, see stock on hand from the previous week plus stock in, less forecasted demand, and the recommended order for that week. Recommended orders are calculated by looking ahead at what the stock situation would be at the time each SKU would arrive into store if they were ordered in that week. It takes into account the lead time, preferred order frequency, forecasted demand, and safety stock to cover the lead time of the next order for each and every SKU. For visual clarity, any expected future stock arrivals are highlighted in blue, while C stock on hand is highlighted by either orange, to show that there are sufficient stocks to meet demand, or pale orange to show that there are insufficient stocks to meet demand. Orders are highlighted in green. Obviously, the aim is to ensure there are more orange highlights than pale orange ones, and that the blues and greens fall into a regular and uniform pattern. As you can see, there is a gradual movement toward this pattern which becomes established roughly a quarter of the way through the projected year ahead. If forecasts are reviewed regularly, and recommended order quantities placed, then managing inventory turnover should become a relatively routine function. Recommended orders are only generated for the current week, as future order quantities will depend on future forecast reviews. Once these have been verified and altered as required, this report can be re-imported into the system to then show the impact of those changes. For example, if forecasts remain the same and order quantities are increased, then there will be more items appearing on the overstocks report. If order quantities are decreased, then there will be more items on the understock report. The stock in report shows the expected arrival dates for all orders in the future. This report will be useful in deciding future orders based on the overstock and understock reports. Lastly, the overstock and understock reports show items that there is more stock than demand for, and more demand than stock for, respectively. They both take into consideration all projected stock and demand levels for the next 52 weeks. The outlook, recommended order, stock in, overstocks and understocks reports should all be run again every time there are changes made to either the forecast and / or to recommended orders. That concludes this presentation of the calculator's inventory management and forecasting system. If you have any further questions, please contact us via our website at www.calculators.com.au.